It's a pleasant good evening to attorney at law Brian Baig. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mikey, and good evening to your viewers and listeners.
Thank you so much for linking with us. I know it's on a holiday, so our Labor Day greetings, and I know you're always out and about. Um, to silk or not to silk, please tell us what is the big thing. I mean, for folks who definitely don't know, they're outside, they're not have an understanding of how this thing operates. Why is it so important?
Well, we must understand that when an attorney at law has been awarded silk, means basically they have been awarded the title of senior counsel, which is that of the equivalence as if you were in England or still under part of the British Empire. You would have been given the title of, but now it'll be KC, King Counsel, right? So the robe that you wear is totally different. Where the robe basically is a silk robe. The robe that I wear right now is what you would call the barrister robe, which is nowhere close to silk. And it comes with it a prestige. It comes with it an honor because you are again the title of senior counsel. Means that now you sit at the head of the bar. Before, if you're not at the level of senior counsel, you can't sit at the front. You normally sit in the middle or in the back of the bar. So that is basically why the title of senior counsel is so revered as such a major position.
Um, Thanks for clearing that up. And I think everybody should aspire to, if you're in whatever field that you're into, aspire to get to the top of your field and be, of course, looked upon as the best among the best. Now, you have attorney Nizam Mohammed, who was bypassed to be promoted to the rank of senior counsel, and he says that there's a stench from the process and he will never reapply. He said that he told the media that there were two lists, one from the Law Association of Trinidad and Tobago and the other from the judiciary. However, he said his name, which headed both, was deleted. And he is saying that why didn't the Attorney General make a statement in Parliament as to who had received silk and put it on the Hansard record? Wouldn't that have led to some kind of transparency? That is why he says that the stench that this whole process has left is very discomforting and something drastically needs to be done. Now, here again, it's all good and well. I believe that once you're on top of your game, and we have no problem. I think many citizens would agree to me as far as you being rewarded. You've put that in there. You've shown the moral turpitude. You have what it takes. However, the process, and we've been hearing a lot about that. When it comes to the process, the lack of transparency and that political hand that seems to be playing out in the background. Can you expand on that first, please?
Well, you see, Mikey, for a person to apply for senior counsel, you must be in practice for more than 10 years. You must be a person of good standing at the bar. You have no discipline action been brought against you by the law association. Your name is not tainted in any way. Because at the end of the day, senior counsel, again, it means that you are the highest in the profession. Nizam Mohammed, I think it is very unfortunate that Nizam Mohammed has not been bestowed the rank of senior counsel. This is a man who would have served as Speaker of the House. This is a man who is a legal luminary in public law and many other aspects of law. And to see this happen to him, forgive me, I'm battling a cold.
I understand.
He, he now says he will not apply. Again, and I really hope that he does. But not only him, there are those who, when they look at these persons who have been given the rank of senior counsel, now I have no issues with anyone personally. I mean, I worked with Mr. Keith Scotland before. He and I did a matter with the UB students who were arrested, and we were victorious in that matter. So I mean, I understand Mr. Scotland is very, very good in his profession as a criminal attorney. There are some persons who I've seen there. I really trying to understand. Well, what really gave them the reason to be given the rank of senior counsel, except for the fact that they are supporters of the People's National Movement. And Is that a criteria now? Is it that you have to waive a balize to have that rank of senior counsel? These are things that we must look at. And that's why I can understand where Mr. Nizam Mohammed is saying there's a stench coming from it. I mean, I am 13, this year will make me 13 years called to the bar. Should I apply? And if I apply, will my name be removed because of the fact of my affiliations? It makes it feel as though you're watering down the whole process. And is it that this is how the government is going to boast now and we have 3 senior counsels on the bench? I mean, let's look at it in that way.
And even when you look at the fact that the Assembly of Southern Lawyers have called for an independent panel to be set up to recommend attorneys for the award of silk, Mr. Mohammed said that such a call should not even have to be made, as there should be independence in the process. Again, the process, and we hear a lot about it, many of these things should come from an independent body, but how are we to, of course, to determine where these independent bodies are, how they're functioning? Because again, we keep seeing that silhouette of that political hand being played in the background.
Well, it goes further to that. Senior counsel Israel Khan raised it well, that when there's an issue dealing with the process, and why would you all still look to make person senior counsel when the process is now being reviewed? The way of a person is being selected for senior counsel, I've always believed that the Law Association should have a major role in this.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I know that, as jokingly persons would have said, you gotta be friends with the AG to get senior counsel. Is that how it's going to be? That it has to be so? It should not. I mean, there are a lot of other attorneys who I think names should have been there. You have men like Jagdeo Singh, men like Devish Maharaj. These are major legal luminaries in this country. I don't know if they applied. We don't know. But this is how, when the government operates with cloak and dagger and hidden mirrors, it leads to questions being asked. And again, I have to ask the question. We are seeing persons who are known supporters of the current government. Is that the criteria? I asked the question a second time. And then we saw where an attorney was found guilty of an offense, and yet he was named senior counsel. So I don't understand.
Yeah, but even going back, I mean, the process itself long ago was not about you applying. It was basically they would tell you, look, you're inviting you to take silk, so they can bestow this upon you. Why has that changed? I mean, wouldn't that be better when you have a panel, perhaps independent, as the Southern lawyers were saying, and they say, listen, we're going to make this selection. We think that this. Do you think that process may be better, or would there be some political undertone to that as well?
Well, that could be a possibility. I mean, the Southern Assembly of Lawyers, they are always outspoken. I am a part of the Eastern Lawyers Association, and they themselves have some questions on this. The Law Association, I think, honestly, needs to act better. They need to say, hey, this process needs to be looked at better. Not just sit down and take pictures. And I'm a part of the Law Association. But nonetheless, these persons have been bestowed the rank of senior counsel, and it has reached there. I believe this whole thing has just gotten so watered down that imagine you have attorneys who have been granted the rank of senior counsel, but they don't advocate to the court. All they do is they act as an instructing attorney. So an instructing attorney now is at the rank of senior counsel, does absolutely nothing, and he gets it. So what about those who are instructing attorneys and seeing that? Are they now going to now? Instructing basically mean that they're the person who prepare all the documents, prepare everything to file in court, and the advocate just talks on the matter.
Yeah.
So this is disturbing.
Yeah, you're right. But when you look at the criteria, and I want to share this, that attorneys applying are expected to be leaders in the profession, have sound intellectual ability, And this one stands out to me, have up-to-date knowledge of the law in their fields. Now, if you have up-to-date knowledge, then you would be able to understand, because I always say that there's a difference between a good lawyer and a great lawyer. I mean, a good lawyer, yes, but a great lawyer is one who understands what they're doing, and they don't just study the law, they study the loopholes. And they're the ones that don't really lose the cases and cause the state a lot of money.
I mean, and not only that, we have to also look at that when you hear a person is a senior counsel, you would first think Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj, Pamela Elder, you will hear Sophia Choate. If you understand where I'm coming from.
Of course.
And now some of these people who have been bestowed that title, a person asks me, say, who's them? And I am an attorney, I have to say, well, first time I've seen somebody's names. So I really hope that Mr. Nizam Mohammed still applies, because how it works is that the lawyer has to apply. And I really hope that he does again. And I call upon all other attorneys who are at that level to apply. Let them see. I agree, the Attorney General shouldn't make the name. Say it. Should say it in the Parliament.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And I think that's the thing about it. We just simply don't have much confidence in many of these processes these days because, again, the lack of transparency throws up many red flags. And I
Yeah. So,
let me ask you, I can't let you go without asking you, by-elections, internal elections, what was your takeaway from all of that took place?
well, let me just congratulate the Star Slate. And it was a resounding victory for them. And the by-election, I'm sure it will be looked into. I'm not going to comment on the by-election at this time, as there are a lot of work that has to go into that. And we will have to say, we will indicate that it shows again that the United National Congress is a very strong party, a party that is ready to move forward into government.
I want to thank you so much for taking time out. Get well. I mean, that cold, don't nurse that cold. So take care of it. It's always a pleasure to have you on. Take care of yourself, and we'll be checking in with you periodically.
Same to you, Mikey.
Thank you.
And to your people. Take care.
Thank you.